Well, I'm sure everyone is in a lot better mood than they were in just a few days ago because ADA has exploded and moved to a new zip code, one that we were very familiar with about a week ago, one that ADA has seemed to be very comfortable in. And now it's a question of, can we extend this into the weekend where volume usually drops? I do want to obviously talk about what happened yesterday, what it brought us to this point. It stems from obviously the Jackson Hole event or the Jackson Hole Summit. Do want to talk about actually a few things going on in the space. Ethereum doing some incredible things. The bears not quite gone yet, and that actually gives us even more room to move here. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So ADA at the time of filming this video is right now at about 91.62, and again, this is a range that we were very much comfortable in last weekend. Okay, and why we are back here is yesterday at the Jackson Hole event, Jerome Powell spoke and gave us a lot of exciting news, news that normally he would not give us at one of these types of events. And what they basically mentioned is they are pivoting away from some of the structure they've used to determine rate cuts in the past, basically signifying that they're focusing less on the inflation data and more on the jobs data. And that's a really big deal because the jobs data is exactly what has been very conducive for rate cuts. So they also mentioned right now the data is showing that we might be ready to cut rates, and that is a very big deal. The market loved this, and of course we had a very nice surge to the upside. We had a lot of capital that was on the sidelines, started to re-enter the crypto market. We actually had a bunch of short leverage liquidations that took place. In fact, yesterday alone, it was to the tune of $475 million worth of shorts liquidated. Very exciting sign here. Now, what I will say is that in terms of ADA, we actually saw $3.1 million worth of liquidations on the short side. We did see some long leverage liquidations, obviously some longs chased price. We had some long leverage liquidations early in the morning before the Jackson Hole event. But now we're in a spot where we're still at a almost 3% imbalance to the short side. So the shorts have actually kind of gotten out of the way a little bit, but they're not gone, which is exactly why when we look at the ADA liquidation heat map, look at how much leverage is stacked up basically at about 94 cents and beyond. That is a lot of fuel to keep moving to the upside. But I will say it is the weekend. We need to see this push continue. We need to see U.S. money continue to buy again today, especially as we've shown some stability overnight. Again, sitting right above that 90-cent range. Understand that again, guys, this range here that we're in, this 90 cents to $1.08, it's a big one. There's very thin liquidity here. ADA can move very quickly one way or the other, but it likes to stick one way or the other. All right, it doesn't tend to stay in the middle of these for very long. So again, we can traverse all the way down to the bottom of this range, just as we saw on this overnight candle. Now, I will say this is all coming off of big volume in the space. You guys remember how low volume was just the other day, $140 billion on a weekday, $260 billion over the last 24 hours. So yeah, a lot of activity taking place right now. Fear Greed Index is still neutral. Alt Season Index actually at a 52. We're seeing a lot of the signs that we want to see for more extensions, right? Now, Ethereum did in fact set a new all-time high yesterday. That's a pretty darn big deal. And if you haven't noticed across most of these charts, we're seeing pretty much everything on the daily stochastic RSI flip bullish. That's a great sign. That usually leads us on some of these extensions. For example, last time we saw a move like this for ADA was all the way back here at the start of August, and we ran from basically 68 cents all the way up to $1.02. Not saying that we're going to make that same kind of move right now, but I will say that we're doing a good job of pushing against some of our resistance. We're obviously seeing, ADA fighting this trend that we started building when we hit $1.02 or whatever it was. We're seeing BTC pushing against the top of its structure as well, so we just need more momentum, more excitement. And again, it's the weekend. We don't know what that's going to bring, if we're going to see something different. We don't have any institutional money today, unfortunately. I didn't get a chance to look at what they did yesterday, but I'm guessing they probably bought. We actually saw over $1 trillion added to the stock market yesterday. So a lot of the things that you like to see for us to take steps forward are taking place right now. Something I did want to mention as well is China's central bank actually pumped 2 trillion yuan 2 trillion yuan into the liquidity into the economy this week. That's equivalent to about $280 billion. So we're seeing these liquidity injections throughout the world. Again, we're seeing the optics for the crypto market get very high, and this tends to push new people into the crypto market. So that's kind of where we're at right now. We'll obviously see how the weekend goes, but I wanted to share that information with you guys. I appreciate it as always. Let me know your thoughts. I did see some people still remaining bearish. I saw some people saying that we'd be back in the low 80s by the morning. And I think people forget that the only thing that brought us down in terms of price anyways was just the uncertainty surrounding the PPI report, the uncertainty surrounding what Jerome Powell was going to say at the summit. And now, guys, we have clarity. It's exactly what we wanted. We got it. Now maybe it's time to be off to the races. So I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.